I got the blue gloves. Because I thought they went nicely with my eyes. These are the worst gloves ever. We couldn't get the stuff with the, like the baby powder in them. This is the worst. These are government gloves. But they don't fit. Look. Uh-oh. Okay, here's what I want to show you. This is the dumbest damn show on air. I want to show you. Last week, if you were watching the news last week, there was a lot of stuff going on. A lot of stuff going on. But what a lot of people didn't realize is there was much more going on than meets the eye. Meet my friend, Larry, the dead fish. Here he is. Hello, Larry. Hello, America. Larry is here for the one reason that Larry... Larry. Wow, Larry stinks. Larry is the dead fish that nobody wanted you to see. Larry was printing up money last week. That's what he was doing. Meanwhile, the government, they decided to, do a couple of other things. Look, it's Barack Obama. Did you hear about his brackets? Oh, I loved his brackets. Then, of course, there were, oh my goodness, look, it's that really mean guy from AIG. He had that testimony last week. Boy, that was really making me angry. Oh, but this made me laugh. When Barack Obama was on Jay Leno, I almost forgot about the testimony and the bracket thing, It was just crazy like that. Oh. But then I saw the AIG people. Oh, they were marching outside. All of that was to cover up the dead, stinky fish. The dead, stinky fish that nobody wanted you to pay any attention to. The fact that we were printing our own money and monetizing our debt. This is what nobody wanted you to see. But you know what? It really stinks. And pretty soon, you ain't going to be able to avoid it. Joining me now is Mark McKinnon. He's the vice chairman of Public Strategies, Inc., and former media consultant for President Bush. Mark, I want to talk to you about this theory, because I've never believed that all these things were orchestrated until this last week, because everything was just too tied up. The AIG revolt that President Obama and Geithner and everybody else knew about. They asked him about it in the press conference last night. They said, how come he didn't say anything? He said, well, I wanted to know what was going on before I said anything. Bullcrap. Bullcrap. These people out on the streets, who organized this, Mark?
Well, the SIEU did, which is one of the fastest growing labor movements in America, 2 million members strong, and the head of that union is Andy Stern, who is a charismatic, talented, and completely ruthless individual who's trying to engineer a hostile takeover of American business and, by the way, a hostile takeover of the American labor movement. Okay.
May I ask you here, let's just see, the Service Union International, Service Employees International Union, just help me out on some of these. They have 2 million members. What a weird surprise. They oversee healthcare workers.
That's right. Healthcare workers, public service, and
public service,
hospital workers.
Wait a minute, you don't mean public service like government workers, do you?
Like government workers, exactly.
Shut up. Wait a minute. The guys who were protesting in front of AIG last week, covering the dead fish, wait a minute, they had something to do with government employees and healthcare workers. That's weird. What are some
Shocking, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm just looking. They represent more immigrant workers than any other union in the United States. So wait a minute, they're also connected to, like, immigrant labor?
That's exactly right, Glenn.
Wow, okay. How much they couldn't have spent an awful lot of money, though, last year on Barack Obama's campaign.
Well, they spent over $30 million, and they were part of the effort that helped collect over $500 million that held Democratic members of running for office hostage in exchange for their votes for the card check legislation.
But you're just trying to, I mean, here it is, a big conspiracy. Okay, so they spent, what was it, $30 million and helped raise $500 million. But they certainly couldn't have had anything to do with the election, especially like any important states or anything like that.
Well, in fact, they let a good number of their workers took off from their jobs to enlist for Barack Obama.
What?
And campaigned in key critical swing states.
But wait a minute, like Nevada, they weren't the ones.
Like Nevada.
Well, but they weren't the ones who said, hey, these people have to work. We have to put these polling booths there in the casinos. It wasn't
that
same.
Exactly right again.
Wow.
Right again. SIU. Yeah.
Wow, that's weird. Let me ask you this: they also seem to have called for the ouster of Ken Lewis, the CEO of Bank of America.
That's right.
They also are running ad campaigns for Harry Reid. They're also rallying against the employee or for the Employee Free Choice Act, which is
right. They're the driving force behind card check, which, by the way, had a significant development yesterday when Arlen Specter, who was their 60th vote, said that he's going to vote against it when he recognized that it was bad for the American economy.
Well,
But the real hypocrisy here, Glenn, is that the SIU has been charged with unfair labor practices by its own employees.
Oh, no, please. Please, I don't want some spontaneous, rally to break out against me or anybody else. I mean, boy, all of a sudden, if you have people picketing outside that seem to be connected to the White House and everything that's going on and big government, wow, that's weird. Thanks very much. We'll talk to you again, Mark. John Rich is coming up next.
A special on the record. Mexican violence reaches its boiling point. Now, Greta goes south of the border and investigates the drug war firsthand. Plus, will new security measures be enough to control the crisis? Greta gets answers from Hillary Clinton on Thursday. Don't miss our two-day special, live from Mexico.
A glass of fruit juice is a great way to start your morning, but it can often be high in sugar and calories. That's why there's V8 V-Fusion Light.